Hi, my name's Kate, and when I was 21, I was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder. The way it manifests itself for me is a fear of contamination, a need for some things to feel perfect, and random obsessions with things like Harry Potter. For the 10 years or so after I'd been diagnosed, I didn't talk about it. Society made it feel so trivialised with comments like, "Oh, I'm so OCD," or "That's just my OCD." It made me feel like people didn't see how detrimental it was, how debilitating OCD could be for someone. When I did decide to start talking about it was when we created the role of mental health coach at the college. We discussed the focus of the role, and that was basically to get people talking about mental health. And I decided to practice what I preach, and I went and told my boss. She really wasn't surprised, but she was incredibly supportive. It meant that some things made sense for her that hadn't before, and it also meant that I could talk about the difficulties I was having and we could discuss reasonable adjustments and put support in place. After that positive experience, I decided to tell a few of my colleagues, some in college and some out. Again, absolutely positive experience. I met no judgment whatsoever, and they just provided support, and we could discuss some of the different ways of working that I might display. When the pandemic came along, it was obviously very difficult for me. But because my colleagues knew what I was facing alongside the pandemic, it made my life a lot easier. I'm not going to say I'm proud of having OCD. I'm not ready for that yet, but I'm certainly embracing it. I have excellent attention to detail, and the things I'm passionate about are all done to a very high standard. I think OCD has been part of my drive to succeed, both in education and in my work life. It means I can provide empathy for those people who are struggling, because I've been there too. And it also enables me to think really creatively. The amount of time I spend overthinking things, when managed well, I can turn that overthinking into problem solving and creative approaches to teaching and learning and anything else I come across. So that's my superpower. What's yours?